Tonight on Podcast Them Down, whether you love WINTERSUN or hate WINTERSUN, you're probably not gonna like what I have to say about Time 2. Hail Metal Nation, it is I, Tim. Joining me, as always, is Matt, right there. Oh, sorry, Snowy Cold Man, and Doug in the West Coast studio. And you, of course, the listener, who has, been subscribing and sharing the clips, right? And harassing your friends into listening to the podcast. Thank you very much for that, and continue to do so.
Wait,
nothing? You guys got nothing on that?
I was seeing where you're going with that. I just like the cordial politeness that you started out with. So I didn't want to harsh your vibe, bro.
I mean, whatever we're doing is working. The subscriber count is definitively in the double digits.
I mean, the term "through the roof" has been thrown around a lot, and I appreciate it. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here.
All right, well, quiet down, Snowy Cold Man.
Okay.
So, Time 2. Let me take you back to the first WINTERSUN album.
Mm-hmm. Was this
2004?
Time 1?
No, this does require some background. So, Yari Mayanpa.
Do we have the time for that?
However we say that.
The kids call it lore now.
Yeah, the lore. Yeah. Let's break down the lore.
All right.
Tim, would you consider this podcast a WINTERSUN lore breakdown?
So, 2004, Yari starts WINTERSUN, even though he's been in Ensiferum for nearly a decade at that point. He's the front man of Ensiferum.
And if there's anything we hate on Podcast Them Down, it's personnel in multiple bands. Like, why don't you have a single idea, do it right, and not divide your time up into multiple projects, especially like releasing them all in like a couple of months span? Like, that's bullshit. That's a recipe for failure. Tim?
So he did this side project called WINTERSUN while he's in Ensiferum. Ensiferum had just released their best album that they have not been able to top, called Iron, in 2004. And then Yari goes to schedule some studio time, and the label says, wait, you have to tour for Iron. And Yari says, I scheduled studio time. Can I take a break from the band? So they fired him.
Well, I guess he got what he wanted.
That was a cute one. I thought it was a sad one. Here we go.
I like that one.
It was both. So he goes, well, fuck you guys. I'm doing WINTERSUN. So WINTERSUN put out their first album. It was great. Everyone loved it. Then WINTERSUN, everyone loved it. Find me one person who didn't love it. Did you love it?
I love it.
Did you love it?
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So, and Iron is great too. So,
hold on, I'll find that guy on Metal Archives.
Oh yeah.
you do that. So, 2 years later, so we're in 2006. WINTERSUN announced their next album called Time.
Okay.
Not part 1, not part 2, just Time. And they started recording it.
Uh-oh. I don't like where this is going.
Well, jump ahead 18 years.
Oh, wow. That's a big jump.
And now Time is finally out. Although the rest of it. All right. So what happened was, he was recording it, right? The, Yari just went nuts with the orchestration, and, allegedly the songs were 200 to 300 tracks each.
Well, I'm not a recording expert. I'm going to say that's too many.
So they, but for various reasons, the album kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed.
I'm sorry. So, I just imagined Brian Wilson in the studio with Yari, and he's like, "Hey, calm down, man. That's too much."
So they basically it had all been like there's lots of synth. There's like huge orchestras and various like world instruments and choirs and blah 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 blah. You know, and if you've listened to Time One, you're familiar with all this.
There's a shakuhachi in there for sure.
2007 comes and goes, and he's like, "Oh, it's been delayed. The studio's full up. We can't get it mixed." In 2008, they announced that the delay for Time is indefinite.
Ooh, that's very philosophical of them.
Eventually Yari decided to I'm gonna do it myself, right? So but then that didn't pan out. So in exchange for so they've used the label's money at this point, and the label doesn't have an album.
Well, labels love that.
Time. They don't have time. So so they said, all right, how about this? You play 3 festivals in 2010 or 2011, Metal Fest, Bloodstock, and Metal Camp, and you take that money and finish the album.
That seems fair.
So that's what they did. However, around then, they also go, hey, by the way, it's going to be 2 albums. So we're going to split this into 2 albums. So Time 1 comes out in 2012, okay? And then they tour. And then 2013. Okay, so now we're at 11 years ago.
Right.
They started mixing Time 2.
Well, wait a minute. That seems like a while.
So they said we're going to put it out in 2014.
All right,
okay,
all right, that's reasonable.
So
they did to mix it.
Yeah, so they did some touring, I guess, to raise money. And yeah, so they did a bunch of touring, and then they go, we want. It's still all the same problems. The computers aren't strong enough to be able to mix our album the way it has to be mixed. Okay, so then they announced crowdfunding campaign, and then they're gonna put out their next album.
Oh no!
The Forest Seasons.
Hold on. Question: weren't they working on Time 2? Which is really just part of the album they should have released like 7 years ago at that point?
I think pretty much. So part of this crowdfunding was that they want to build their own studio, and it's gonna be a WINTERSUN factory, because once they have this magic computer and space, like recording studio that they own, then they can just turn the crank and spit out album after album. And one thing do they have to buy like 1,000 like NVIDIA GPUs to process all the tracks and like keep the computer from crashing? Well, I'm gonna get to that actually.
Oh no, that's a joke, Tim. That's not supposed to be real.
So, among the things people fixated on was that they said that they wanted a sauna as part of their studio. Now they are Finnish.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a cultural thing.
And, one of those portable saunas only cost a few thousand, so it's like a drop in the bucket for everything else. But they did raise €500,000, almost. Okay? And they were going to do 3 crowdfunding campaigns.
I'm sure you could get a good sauna for much less than €500,000.
Well, they released the stripped down album, The Forest Seasons. Okay?
Wait, let me pause you there. So they raised €500,000 and they're like, here's a new rustic stripped down album.
Rustic for WINTERSUN, but yes, rustic.
Okay.
So, then people start leaving the band. So, I mean, they've had lineup things going on and off, but the drummer.
It is an actual band. It's more than one person and session musicians.
Yes, however, I think Yari writes everything, but there is a live band. There's a band. and they are like members. It's not, and they're actual like people with personalities, unlike, everyone who left Primal Fear. It's like, who are these people? I don't know. So if you remember, the WINTERSUN's drummer left to permanently join Nightwish. What else? Their guitarist, Timo Montisari, is playing for Megadeth now. He didn't leave WINTERSUN, but, Megadeth, Dave Mustaine needs to make his boat payment. So, Megadeth is pretty busy. And then within this time, they also hired and this guy left, Asim Sayara, and he was great. He did some tours with them. Anyway, so then January 2024, WINTERSUN says, Time 2 is totally done.
All right.
Let's crowdfund it.
Hold on.
Yes?
I'm not a fundraising expert, but don't you raise money before things are done? You need money to finish them, not money when they're done.
You got to crowdfund. The album's done, but they want to get it to you. They want to give it to you.
Distribution.
Right, except
jewel cases don't come cheap.
Oh, speaking of jewel cases.
Oh, no.
If you supported this it was on Indiegogo. If you support... Okay. Oh, and since they're finished, they pronounced all the letters, so he kept saying Indiegogo, which I enjoyed.
Okay.
So it's a digital download.
Well,
so no physical product.
Well, what do you need? That's
I don't know.
It's gonna sound so lifeless.
Now,
ones and zeros.
Hold on. I think at this point in the story, we need to do like a full disclosure. So I'll just go around the room. I did not contribute to any of these crowdfunding campaigns. Doug, did you?
I did not.
Okay, Timothy?
Yes, I contributed to the original one.
Okay.
And Time 2.
Oh, no.
Yep.
So that means that your PayPal account will show a transaction in 2003 and 2024. Yeah, actually. So if you want to know how the recording went, they did send us, some behind the scenes stuff. So I'm going to share this with our audience. Listen here. Yes.
Yeah, I'm still hearing that buzz,
Yeah, thanks my pedals on my amps, on my guitars, and nothings.
Do a little experiment for me, will ya? Give that guitar to your guitar jack right there, will ya?
Okay, but I don't see the point. It stops buzzings. Once I gives it to this guy.
No more buzz, huh? Do me a favor, just touch it, okay?
What still wants me to touch the guitars?
Hey, how about one of your fingers?
Yeah, okay. Hey, it damns buzzings when I points on it with my fingers.
Yeah, okay. Now put the guitar back on. Do a little jump in the air for me, okay?
It damns not buzz as long as I am in the airs, I think so.
Yeah, okay. Put the guitar down. Come on out. I've read about this kind of thing happening.
How the fuck am I supposed to record this now? Some fucks, right?
Not necessarily. I have an idea.
And so that's how Time 2 recording went.
Oh yeah, okay, that's fair. Now I should mention also, since we're talking about crowdfunding, we do have a Patreon, and since Tim is about to have the fuck suit out of him by WINTERSUN for releasing that exclusive funders only behind the scenes audio, we need your support, which is why we're launching our very special podcast and down trading cards, non-fungible tokens, digital trading cards.
Megadeth put out some NFTs.
Oh, God.
So
did our channel, I hear. That's what they're saying.
So today, the day of recording, they actually released it a day early. I got the email, your Time 2 download package is available. So I listened to it nonstop, and that's why we are recording this. So yeah, I had to get it done because, it's, what did I say, 18 years ago when they started Time? Okay, so let's do this the way we do them all. Let's fill out the spreadsheet. All right, so the artist,
all right.
WINTERSUN, the album Time 2, the year 2006. Oh, 2024.
2024.
Digital format. All right, now for genre. All right.
Oh, boy.
I found a quote from Yari, and he says, well, it's difficult to put into a certain genre because there's lots of variation, but to describe it, I would say something like extreme, majestic, technical, epic, melodic metal. What do you think of that?
Seems a little long.
I mean, again, the Basement Dwellers and Metal Archives get it okay. Symphonic, melodic death metal.
That I think that is more accurate.
Phonic, melodic, death. Yeah.
Metal.
Metal.
All right, and then today's date is the review date / metal line as it's written in here.
Line.
Okay, so this album starts off with a trend from the mid 2000s. Long, pointless, instrumental synth intros. Okay, now you can hear right off the bat, the second you start this album, there's lots of layers, and Yari likes buying world music packages. So, like Time 1, he's cramming in a bunch of Japanese style instruments.
Yep.
Of varying quality. And there is, in Fields of Snow, the opening track, this incredibly fucking annoying, I don't know what it's supposed to be. Well, like, is it a koto?
I think it's I'm not sure because it has like a very quavery quality to it. Yeah, which is,
but it's not like a constant note.
But that's not what a koto sounds like. I've had the pleasure of listening to koto live, and that is not at all what it sounds like. It's almost like video game music.
Yeah,
like E Honda's Street Fighter music.
Yeah, well, following that, there's like a cheap 90s Casio that's panned left and right, and it's so dumb. I hate it. I cannot stand this intro. This is what we waited nearly 2 decades for. Like, this is fucking stupid. So
I'm going to go on the record saying I like the intro because it reminds me of like Baldur's Gate 2 or...
So once it gets past all that nonsense, it gets better, but it takes a while. But I'm not playing Baldur's Gate. I am listening to WINTERSUN, you know?
Well, I'm a blank slate. I liked it.
And I'm pretty sure Sonata Arctica used that same synth patch that sucks. That ding, 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 you know? On their album. Which I was mad about in the Sonata Arctica review
10 years ago. Oh no, the new one. Okay.
No, the newest one. So, much like Time 1, after this intro builds up for a long time, it goes into the way of the fight. So it goes, boom, but instead, Time 1 hits you right after that. Instead, Time 2 fades into the next song. And so my advice is
singing about fire.
Yes.
I missed that.
So this in this, so from here on out, it pretty much picks up where Time 1 left off, and it's the same style, lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of layers, you know, 200 to 300, and the compositions are pretty much the same, but I think he did some more interesting passages throughout the album, actually. But there's a lot of varying sections and dynamics, like he likes to make it loud and soft and loud and soft. And I bring that up now because there's something in the download that I also want to talk about that's outside of the review. Okay. Okay, so the album is 6 tracks, but 2 of them are just like these instrumental synth masturbatory things, you know, which yeah, you can count those or not, but it's really 4 songs.
Long songs.
Yes, long songs, but what it's missing that Time 1 had is the song that you listen to once and you know it now. And on time 1, that's Sons of Winter and Stars. In fact, I just said that and you're singing it to yourself now. I've listened to this album 3 times today and I don't remember any of it.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it's not got the hook. Okay. So when they play this live, only the nerds are going to be singing along. You're not going to convert the new fans who suddenly know the chorus the next time it comes around. Not going to happen. My favorite song is Storm, and it's the second to last song. It starts off like an Ulver song from Kveldsanger. And then at some point, I forget if it's before or after Storm, there's also like a Pink Floydy part. There's then there's all your classic WINTERSUN things, but Storm is the best song. The last song, which I think is the longest song, is Silver Leaves, and it starts and ends with
that song.
Starts and ends with this ambient stuff. But yeah, this whole album, very dense. You're not gonna get it on the first listen.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten it on the third listen. But
I mean, that last track, at least I feel like, is the most complete vision of what I think they were trying to do, ? But
sing-songy funeral dirge.
with a extensive Japanesey fiddly intro and outro, and then like a minute of just like wind blowing or something.
yeah, that's pretty much what it is. We mentioned the koto earlier and the Japanese stuff. There's a lot of, it sounds like he's trying to play the guitar in what he thinks is a Japanese sounding style. Mm-hmm. And, and that happened in time 1 also. So that's not new. But it's that kind of thing that is why I don't like time 1 or time 2. And Forest Seasons is just kind of meandering like some of these songs, not necessarily in a bad way, but Yari can write the fuck out of a hook, which is evidenced by the first WINTERSUN album and Irid. So write some hooks, please. So that's what I'm gonna base my score on. I'm ready to just score all this and then tell you what's in the Indiegogo extras, because that's when I want to bring up the 300 layers and all the other stuff, because there's some interesting stuff in there that I haven't gotten through too much yet.
And so you think all the Japanese instrumentation is synth?
Unless he's doing it on guitar, yes, it's all synth.
You build a massive studio and...
Well, what's interesting is I don't know if they actually built the studio.
Maybe just the sauna.
Oh, no.
I haven't read, it came with a PDF booklet, which I haven't read.
Okay.
Maybe I should, because it's, it's part of the package.
That's part of your swag.
I guess we'll talk about it in the extra features, but I do love, because, 300 layers. I mean, when you record classical music, you're not going to use 300 mics. I don't know how you mic a classicals, but soundtracks and all probably do use. My point is, this is probably not a new problem, but he has to come up with a new, novel, independently thought through answer, which is very metal.
But I don't know. I think it's problematic because, if you think of something, even if you have an orchestra with 300 a huge orchestra, a philharmonic with 300 voices, you're not necessarily needing to have all those voices independent.
Right.
And actually it probably ruins the experience if each of those is independent. That kind of music is depth in terms of composition, but not depth of experience. You only have 2 ears to give. It's an NPR.
Well, if you're looking, if you're watching us on the YouTube, you'll see I have the booklet here. So it's got it's got a cherry blossom tree that has lost most of its blossoms, and then the next thing is Mount Fuji with
Yeah.
framed with cherry blossoms, and then it says time 2 in a font that makes me uncomfortable.
It's like a Photoshop Essentials like offer.
Right.
It's like, is there a way we can make the Chinese restaurant font more offensive?
Yeah. So, and then it does have it has the songs. There's no way that's the Japanese character for Fields of Snow. And
No,
and One with the Shadow. So I wonder what these Japanese characters are.
That's
well,
2004.
I know.
Even in 2014, that was offensive.
I know that the one just above fire. Yeah. Okay. So above Field of Snow is the kanji for snow. Above Way of Fire is the kanji for fire. Okay, it's the kanji for shadow. I bet that is cloud. Yep.
Yeah.
That's cloud. That's storm. And now the question is it silver or is it leaf?
I don't know.
It looks like silver. Nope.
The capitalization on the English is incorrect, so they're wrong in 2 languages. There's some great artwork. But it all looks
nice.
Yeah.
It all looks CGI, like heavily processed. I mean, like this picture of Timu as a samurai.
They look like there's like Trump NFTs he's selling where he's all muscular.
Yeah.
If you buy a lot of the album, can you get one of these as a physical card? Do they just mail that to you?
And they'll have a piece of the suit he was wearing when he left.
Kimono.
Right,
When he left another band. And
this
Safari.
image, this image here is all of WinterSun in the various costumes of Raiden from Mortal Kombat 11 that you can.
Yeah,
choose.
that could literally be like a Mortal Kombat fan film poster.
Yeah. Okay. This is what I was looking for. Look at this. Recorded at Sonic Pump Studios.
Is that the name of that studio they built?
No, that's a famous studio. But you can see here there's Yari's home studio. Vocals recorded in various rehearsal places in Helsinki. All right. The drums were produced by someone. Yari is all over this, but like guitars, bass, and drums were all produced by different people, mixed and mastered by Yari. I assume at his home studio.
Kanji, whatever kanji that is, does not look complete at all. Looks like it's missing a piece. I don't know.
Yeah, this one down here at the bottom.
Yeah, it's
There's tentacles. I just
like-
noticed.
that might just be gobbledygook. I don't think that's a character.
So they do special thanks. I'm thanked here because I was
Really?
briefly a WinterSun patron.
Oh,
I stopped doing that. Then I'm an
say
Indiegogo
Timo.
campaign supporter. So
Okay.
there's me twice. You're welcome. You're welcome, WinterSun. So here's all their sponsors. I'm not seeing any contact lens companies, unfortunately. There's that. Maybe that's
what is that?
it's the same one from before. The kanji.
I'm just very.
Isn't it the thing you hold up to call Zordon?
Jesus.
Wait, can
Yes.
I see that again? Can you show me that image again?
But I just closed it.
I'm very concerned and confused.
Well, we'll come back to that. That was all presentation. We're getting a little ahead of ourselves.
Okay.
Back to the score. So I have to bring in the production part of this. The production is massive. There's lots of, like I said, lots of layers. I have listened to this on, let's see, my car, my over-the-ear headphones I have at work, my quad driver in-ear monitors, and my stereo. There is so much detail. You're gonna miss it unless you're listening on a really nice stereo, and I don't think Yari understands that no one listens to music that way anymore. So he has delayed this album anywhere from 10 to 20 years, depending on how you want to look at it, to get this amazing mix that is just going to be lost on the vast majority of people. And I think it's to its detriment, because we have waited so long for it was never going to be worth the wait. Time 2 was never going to be this blow your tits off thing. It's
Whoa.
what? My tits are still here. They have not been blown off. It's it wasn't as bad as Chinese Democracy, but it's
the album
it's
or the democracy?
it's a solid album. It's I'd say it's as good as Forest Seasons, which is the worst WinterSun album. Now, a bad WinterSun album isn't a bad album. It's just the worst WinterSun album. So yeah, there you go. Time 2 is tied in last for being the worst WinterSun album. All that being said, I'm going to give it a score of 7.
Wow. Shockingly high score. Is this the total score that we're giving, or
This is just the score for the album, the music, and production. Oh, and one more thing. Hate the snare drum sound. All that work, and there's a constant, dull, undynamic snare drum. I waited 20 years for thunk, thunk, thunk. It sucks.
I'll give it a 6.5, with room to grow. I've listened to it 2 or 3 times, and I have to say, through the worst speakers I have, it's atmospheric and occasionally engaging.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of great parts on here. However, yeah. Oh, another big, touted for decades and then finally came out and wasn't worth the wait. That I can compare this to is Blind Guardian's orchestral album. Yeah. Only the difference is I would listen to Time 2 again, and I will. But I'm not wasting my time with that Blind Guardian one. Ugh. All right, what you got for a score?
All right. Well, I have decoded the kanji on their on the logo. It's a very bad sort of version of the word that means hour. So it's broadly a time word. It's just the radical for.
Hey,
my guess.
Finland is only one country separated from Japan by one country.
I guess that's true.
That country is Russia, of course, but
yeah, of course. I don't know. I'm torn here because I like their idea. I think if you spent 1/300th of a stealth bomber, maybe you could pay musicians okay. Now maybe this is because I play traditional cultural instruments, but I feel like you can hire people who play traditional cultural instruments, and we can play what you need to play. So why spend all this sort of, why synth it? It seems like, I don't know. Maybe there's a kernel of an idea that I find intriguing. I don't dislike any of the songs, but there's just something not sitting well with me about this. Now, if you're saying we had to get it out because our fans are clamoring for it, maybe, but it took you 20 years to do this. I'm gonna give it a 6. If it came out in half the time, I'd probably give it a 7 or an 8. But just knowing the backstory, I can't, in good conscience, reward what this is.
Right. If this came out on the heels of Time 1, I don't think I'd be as harsh.
Yeah. No, that's exactly right.
Okay. Presentation. I hate the font. I hate this font right here.
Yeah.
I didn't like it on Time 1 either. And this HDR thing, art style, I don't love. I don't hate it. I don't think cherry blossoms are metal. When they have the festival in DC, I don't go down there and I'm like, fuck yeah. No.
Well, that's the difference between me and you. And that's why I'm no longer allowed in the title base.
I appreciate the PDF booklet in this in a digital package. That's nice.
Are they doing a physical release?
Well, so if the Forest Seasons is any indication, it will be digital. It'll be physical eventually, and the incredibly high contrast artwork isn't going to translate to the paper medium. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
But it's, they took a good swing at it. I'm gonna also give the presentation a 7.
Again, here, I think if this had come out in like 2008, there's some sins here that would not be as egregious. Maybe this was, I haven't seen, is this sort of following the same vein as Time One's design, Tim?
Yeah. Maybe higher resolution.
Yeah, but the same notion. I'll give it a 7. They put in a lot of work. I disagree with a lot of that work, but they clearly got Photoshop Pro with that €500,000. So they have their Creative Commons license.
So all the kanji, Matt, are real, right?
They are real, but they're not. I would call them tattoo level research. So it's like this. Like, are they grammatical? Are they actually the words? No. Do they betray anything but the most cursory cultural knowledge? No. But they are at least not made up.
I think that's the bar for not taking points, at least. Yeah, it's a 7. It's very well done. I look forward to seeing it on vinyl in another 4 years.
Not if you don't give it to that Indiegogo, Doug.
The last category is trueness / metalness. The most metal thing about this whole thing is if he watches Indiegogo videos, how fucking pumped he is about talking about this. It is me, Yari! I'm kind of inspired by that when I start every episode. I love Yari's energy. That's the most metal thing. I'm also going to give the trueness and metalness of this album. I was going to give it a 7, but I'm not. It's going to be 6.5.
I don't know. Taking 20 years to release overwrought, finish mellow death.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
There's definitely
tracks.
something.
Oh, it's back up to 7.
You're
right. I gave this album perfect 7s.
There's something metal about stringing your fans along for 20 years and then doing something like you finished over a weekend.
Bilking them for money twice.
It's pretty metal. It's a 7. You're correct. It is a 7 metal.
I concur.
All right. Well, there you go. Final score 6.83. I think that is where it needs to be. And we'll when we do the year-end episode, you'll agree that we ranked it correctly. So now about this whole processing power
button, Doug. That's where you went.
This whole thing about 300 tracks, computer's not strong enough. I can do full orchestras on this computer that we're doing the podcast on. You don't need to raise €500,000 to get a computer that can do this. I don't know what he's doing or why he's doing it this way, but he appears to be having the synth software render everything in real time at full quality so he can mix it, which is dumb.
Yeah, I mean, again, I know nothing about audio, but I can tell you that's wrong.
And so is he really going to listen to this and go, oh, the instrument on layer 156 is wrong?
Right.
Like, all the DAWs have, this is digital audio workstation, what you mix in. All of them have some way to freeze tracks or bounce tracks. So say you get your choir section the way you like it, you freeze it, it renders it to a file. Now it doesn't have to do it on the fly. This,
right.
This is not how, like, this is a solved problem. There is zero reason this album should have taken so long. We didn't need to wait for computing power to catch up with us, Yari needed to watch a YouTube video 10 years ago to explain to him how to do this, and then we would have had our album. You know? The other thing outside of the review is that I have the entire list. Here's what came in the time package. Legendary early demos, The Forest Seasons Loud and Modern, meaning remastered, instrumental Forest Seasons, Time 1 2.0, meaning I now have 3 mixes of Time 1, and they're all, like, none of them are significantly better than the other. I haven't actually listened to this new one. Then there's a Dynamic Master, an instrumental, isolated tracks, singles, whatever that is. Is that just like the songs don't blend into each other? I don't know. Like they don't crossfade? That's my guess. Then Time 2 Dynamic Master, Time 2 instrumental, Time 2 isolated tracks, Time 2 singles, and then the Time package secret special items. The secret special items are Fields of
Funko Pop doll, like cute little print out or put on your digital shelf.
That's what they need. They need a 3D printer file of a Funko Pop. Oh, that'd be great.
Ooh.
No, instead it's Fields of Snow, 8-bit version. Now, Eisenmore released the Super Nintendo version of our entire album, because that shit is easy to do if you have it all in MIDI, and we all know Yari has this whole album in MIDI. So
It absolutely does.
all right, then they did Tears of the Dragon cover, which is by Bruce Dickinson.
Yeah.
And then there's early covers, which are TV Crimes, which is a Black Sabbath cover, Apache, which is I've never heard of this, The Shadows,
Oh, I thought it was like that Sugar Hill Gang song.
and
Jump on it.
the subject of probably a Patreon episode, Each Dawn I Die by Manowar. And then there's all sorts of there's lots of images and behind the scenes and PDFs and all sorts of things. So that's what comes with it. Was that everything? I definitely hit all the major points I wanted to. I don't know why I need the isolated tracks, but when I saw isolated tracks, I'm like, I'm in.
Wouldn't that take 40 years to download?
Oh yeah, this thing was I don't know, like 20 gigs total, something like that.
I hope you have 8 petabytes free to get all these isolated tracks.
Oh, I already got them. Here, I'm gonna listen right now to the isolated drums to see if the drums just sound bad in the mix or if they're always like that.
Okay.
Nope, drums sound fake. Sound like they're in Superior Drummer. Like it's somehow overproduced and underproduced. It's amazing. All right, so there you go. I hope I've pissed everyone off with everything I've said about WINTERSUN. I saw them in 2006 before all this nonsense, so you can go fuck yourselves. Till next time, Metal Nation, stay tuned for Time 3. Come out in 40 years.
I think there's a new Dream Evil record we should review. I think it's called
We
Metal
should
Gods.
review that. That sounds great.